Hello YouTube, Dave here again. Welcome to a new game stuff video or new pickups slash items that have been sent to me for future review videos. I got some cool stuff here. It's been a little while since I've done my last video. I will be doing my Through the Ages first edition AD&D Paladin video very soon. Things have been a little hectic. For those who haven't been following the community post, we recently, back in September, we actually ended up getting a puppy, and there will be a video clip of him at the end of this video, so you can kind of, get to see him there. Yeah, we picked up a puppy, and we love him to death, but he is, he's a baby. He's a full-time job in of himself, and it's been difficult to have the time or the energy to work on videos, but he's starting to settle down. He's starting to get a little bit more comfortable and calm, and it's just been a delight to have him. So now that we're kind of at that point now, I want to get back into doing these videos. And since I've added a few things to my collection, either items that I've picked up myself or a few items that have been sent to me by companies, I just really want to just kind of show off, and I like to archive these, and people seem to enjoy the pickup videos. So the first things that I've got here are some comics, actually, that I got from Giant Robot in Dartmouth. I was there for the first time since the beginning of summer, so I do have a few things that have been built up here, but I just really want to thank the owner for holding on to these. And I mean, he knows that we live a little ways away, and we had to take the puppy there to show off to the staff, which was really great. But yeah, so we got some comics here, and I'm not a huge comic collector, but there's a couple of series that I really do like, and one of them happens to be the Alien series of comics that Marvel has been putting out. And yeah, this is annual number 1, so this looks like it's a self-contained story. It's not connected, I don't think, directly to the other comics. But yeah, this looks really cool, and I'm happy to have that. And in addition to the annual, we do have issues 3, 4, and 5 of the current storyline. So this is, I think, the 3rd story arc that they've done for the Alien comics. I do have the trade, like the trade paperbacks of the first 2. And I do have issues 1 and 2 here somewhere as well. But yeah, issues 3, 4, and 5 of the 3rd Alien story arc from Marvel. And yeah, cool stuff. We also have issues 4 and 5 of the Predator comic as well. So I do love myself Alien and Predator, so happy to have those. And then we've also got some really cool Paizo related comics, because we've got Starfinder issue number 1, Angels of the Drift. And I actually got a preview of this from the owner of Giant Robot when I was in there back at the beginning of summer. So now we got the full comic. But what's actually kind of cool is that it also comes with a pre-generated character and some game options here. So we've got Navasi, who's the Envoy iconic character for Starfinder. And if you're not familiar with Starfinder, the Envoy is kind of like the Bard. And then we've got a new species to play, along with some feats to support them, and a new companion that you can have as well. So really cool stuff there. So we got the Starfinder issue number 1. And then we've got Pathfinder Wake the Dead. Now I've got issues 1 and 3. I'm not sure what happened with issue 2, if they didn't get enough copies, or if they didn't get any copies, or if it was just overlooked when putting stuff into the accounts. I don't imagine that issue 2 will be that hard to find. But again, similar to the Starfinder comic, these ones also do come with characters, so pre-gen characters, and some stuff to support them with. So some new magic items, equipment, new background, just really cool stuff there. And that was the issue 1. Issue 3, our iconic character is Lem the Bird. And Lem also comes with what do we have here? Some familiars, feats, and some spells. So awesome stuff there. Also a couple of Pathfinder-related pickups, things that I purchased here very recently. I did pick up the classic flip mat Urban Tavern because, strangely enough, I don't have any Pathfinder flip mats that are taverns. All I have are like the dungeon tiles from all the way back from like the 3.5 era dungeon tile sets. But I do want to have like just a really good sized tavern if I have any like tavern fights or brawls or stuff that take place. And truthfully, this would have been really handy at the during the summer because I started my Crown of the Kobold King campaign with a tavern brawl to introduce the players to the combat system in a non-lethal environment. Now, I also picked up for something for Pathfinder First Edition. So, speaking of classics, this is the only hardcover Pathfinder book that I was willing to own and will probably ever own. But this is Pathfinder Unchained. So, Pathfinder Unchained is kind of like a book of optional rules, retweaked character classes. It has updated versions of the Barbarian, the Rogue, and the Monk, as well as I think the Summoner class. And there's also some alternate rules in there, like to get rid of iterative attacks, where when your base attack bonus reaches 6, then you get a second attack with a base attack bonus 5 less than your highest number. And I kind of like the idea of that because having played like 3rd edition D&D for over a decade, or no, I shouldn't say play, I ran it. I can tell you pretty much once you get to the point where you're running up against armor classes in the 30s, those like +5 and +1 base attack bonus attacks are usually not going to hit unless they're natural 20. So they have a mechanic in here where you just make the one attack roll, and depending on how much you succeed or fail by, dictates how many hits or how much damage you can do with the attack, which is kind of neat. It also has an early version of the 3-action system that would become the default in Pathfinder 2nd Edition. So really cool there. I will be doing a video on this in the future. All right, and up next we've got some items from Paizo that were sent to me for review purposes or just for raising awareness of. So the first thing we have here is the Starfinder Mining Operation Flip Mat. So this looks really, really cool, and I kind of have an idea for like an alien RPG scenario that involves a mining operation that uncovers something, xenomorph related, either like black goo or spores, or the the ovomorphs, facehugger eggs. And a map like this would be kind of great to use for that. It would be something like a short adventure or scenario that I could run at like an event or something like that. Sort of an introduction to the Alien role-playing game, so this map would be great for that. But it's also, great for any like science fiction, science fantasy RPG, including obviously Starfinder. They also sent me the concluding chapter of the Sky King's Tomb adventure path. So this is Heavy as the Crown, and this is an adventure path that I'm really into. And it's actually going to be the adventure that I run once I wrap up the Crown of the Kobold King adventure campaign hardcover book that I am currently in the process of going through. So we're going to be going through this next, so I can't wait for that. All right, so that was stuff from for Pathfinder, or just some comics there. Like I said, the last two, the Starfinder Flip Mat and the Pathfinder Adventure Path, were sent to me by Paizo. Next, we're going to move on to some 5th edition D&D. The first thing we have here is something that I picked up myself, and that is Glory of the Giants. So this is a kind of like a monster ecology expansion book, similar to like Fizban's Treasury of Dragons. There are some like new player character stuff in there as well. There's like the Path of the Giant, or the Way of the Giant Barbarian path, or whatever they refer to that as, the subclass for Barbarian. But this looks really cool because, again, giants, there's all kinds of interesting stuff in there. There's some maps. There's some adventure ideas for involving giants. There's information for players to go up against giants, to involve giants in your campaign. And, of course, all kinds of new monster stat blocks. Just, again, some really cool stuff in here. And looking forward to diving into this one a little bit more. Just haven't had a ton of opportunity yet. Again, with our puppy taking up pretty much all of my time recently. But yeah, really looking forward to checking this out. And then finally, we have something that just arrived about 10 minutes before I sat down. And this was sent to me, again, by Wizards of the Coast. So I want to thank them for sending this out to me. And that will be included in the description as well. But this is something that I've been really looking forward to. And it is a copy of the Phandelver and below the Shattered Obelisk. So we've got the standard cover here, as well as the Game Store exclusive comic cover. And this cover looks awesome. We're going to show it a little bit more detail here in a moment. But this is something I'm actually really looking forward to. This is actually a campaign that I would strongly consider running because the Lost Mine of Phandelver is one of my favorite 5e adventures. Even though when the starter set first came out, I was very unimpressed with it. I did come around on it, and I did kind of come to appreciate what the starter set had, but the adventure itself is actually pretty decent. And what's really cool about the Lost Mine of Phandelver is it's one of those like introduction to D&D adventures that we really haven't had in a while. Like we've had like starter sets and stuff like that for 3.5, for 3.0, you know, for second edition, they had stuff like that as well. But with the increase in popularity of 5th edition in the last few years, or since its inception, I guess, a lot of people have been discovering RPGs for the very first time, and a lot of new players, new people to the hobby, a lot of them started with the Lost Mine of Phandelver. So it's kind of cool to see them sort of circle back and have a follow-up that uses the same environment, same location, same town. I guess I should say. I don't think you go back to like the mines or anything, but it's just kind of neat. And I hesitate to say that we've had something that a lot of beginners have had as their first experience like this. I don't think we've really had something that unifying since the Keep on the Borderlands. And don't get me wrong, Keep on the Borderlands is the all-time like classic introductory D&D adventure, but it's just kind of cool to see that there was a lot of people that are getting into the hobby now, and the Phandelver, Lost Mines of Phandelver was the first experience that they had. So returning to that is kind of cool, but what's also really cool about this is the Shattered Obelisk is referring to the black obelisks that have been appearing. Oh, actually we do revisit locations, because that's Cragmaw Hideout. Oh boy, do we real? Oh, okay. I haven't been following much about this, so I'm just kind of cool to see what we've got here. What locations? Like, do we actually go back to the? Do we actually go back to the mine? Because that'd be pretty awesome. I think we do. Wave Echo Cave. Wow. Okay. So 65. Sorry, I'm getting a little caught up here and in all this, but yeah, it's kind of cool. It's kind of crazy to go back and see the starter set, you know, expanded on again. But the obelisk is what I was trying to talk about, and what's really cool about it is like several of the adventures that have been released for 5e have had these black obelisks, and it wasn't until the Rime of the Frost Maiden where their true purpose was finally revealed. And what's interesting, at least for me, is that in the Rime of the Frostbane, when I ran that campaign, my players activated the obelisks and triggered its intended effect. And so I've got sort of a bit of a personal connection to the obelisks as well as to the Lost Mine of Phandelver. So yeah, I think this is going to be a really cool adventure to take a look at. It's for players of characters levels 1 through 12. And let's take a look at this Game Store exclusive cover, because this thing is pretty sweet looking. I do know that this adventure also features a lot of aberrations, which I am totally down for, because those are some of my favorite monsters and creatures. But this cover looks absolutely just amazing. Like, it's got some very like Call of Cthulhu vibes here, with like the teeth and the twisted, distorted, warped reality type of stuff. And I love the color of it. I love the kind of the whole like pulp, you know, a horror story, kind of like the slanted text and everything. This just looks really, really cool. And yeah, I'm looking forward to this. So I will be doing a review video of this in the very near future. And once again, I do want to thank Wizards of the Coast for sending this my way. So I really do appreciate it, and I'll be doing a video on it very, very soon. But those were my recent pickups, the new game stuff that I've added to my collection. So again, I just want to thank everyone for their patience and their understanding with the infrequency of uploads lately, with, again, dealing with, whoops, didn't mean to shake the camera that much, dealing with our new puppy and stuff. So it's taken up a lot of my time. But yeah, let me know in the comments below, what are some of the cool things that you guys have added to your collection? Have you picked up the Glory of the Giants? Have you been running the Sky King's Tomb? Did you originally get the Pathfinder Unchained, and what were your thoughts on that book? Did you get the Shattered Obelisk, and have you been running it? Let me know all that stuff in the comments below. Thank you once again to Paizo and Wizards of the Coast for sending a few of these things my way. It does mean a lot. And I just want to thank each and every one of you for taking time out of your day to watch this video. Again, you guys have no idea how much each and every single view really means to me. Like, if somebody takes 5 seconds out of their day to watch something that I've worked on, it really does mean a lot to me. So thank you once again, and I will see you all next time. Until then, here's a little clip of the puppy with the other, like, recommended videos and stuff at the end. So thank you once again. Take care.